Welcome back to the Netrush Report, your home for the most emotional, dramatic, and inspiring tennis stories on the planet. If you live for the grind, the glory, and the rivalries that make this sport truly special, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from the world of tennis. Now, let's dive into what could be a seismic shift for the upcoming United Cup and the entire 2026 season. As the 2025 season winds down, all eyes are turning toward the 2026 United Cup, the official kickoff to the new tennis year. Starting on January 2nd, the event will once again light up Sydney and Perth, two cities that have already built reputations as homes of tennis passion. But this year feels different, and the reason lies in three names echoing through every locker room and media circle: Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, and Novak Djokovic. Tournament director Stephen Farrow recently confirmed in an interview with the West Australian that conversations are actively underway to bring these superstars back, or in some cases, to the event for the very first time. It's an ongoing conversation at the minute. "We want all the best players in the world to play," Farrow revealed. "We would love Jannik and Carlos and of course Novak to come back. When Novak played here 2 years ago in Perth, it was so memorable, particularly when he played on that New Year's Eve and then counted down to New Year with the crowd afterwards. That moment, Djokovic dancing with fans as fireworks painted the sky, wasn't just a celebration. It was a reminder that tennis, at its core, is about joy, connection, and pride in one's flag." The United Cup has been one of the most innovative introductions in modern tennis, combining the ATP and WTA worlds into one explosive team competition. In 2023, the United States set the tone early, winning the inaugural event behind the relentless partnership of Taylor Fritz and Jessica Pegula. By 2024, the Americans were back, this time with Coco Gauff joining Fritz to defend their crown. The chemistry, the camaraderie, and the sheer dominance of Team USA became the story of the summer before the season even started. They cruised through the group stage, dismantled China in the quarterfinals, destroyed Czechia in the semis, and finally conquered the title again after Fritz and Gauff both scored straight-set wins against Hubert Hurkacz and Iga Swiatek. That kind of domination has put pressure on the rest of the tennis world, and that's exactly why Farrow's push to bring Sinner, Alcaraz, and Djokovic is so crucial. Because let's be real, without Europe's elite stars, the competition loses a bit of its soul. Neither Carlos Alcaraz nor Jannik Sinner has ever played the United Cup, and that fact shocks many. Alcaraz, the Spanish prodigy who's been tipped to inherit the throne from Nadal, has spent much of his early career managing injuries and prioritizing Grand Slams. Meanwhile, Sinner, the calm, calculating Italian phenom, has often focused on ATP singles events as part of his season prep, keeping his energy for what matters most: consistency and Grand Slam breakthroughs. And then there's Novak Djokovic, who did play in 2024, bringing his trademark fire to the event. Fans in Perth still recall that unforgettable New Year's Eve countdown, when Djokovic shared the stage with thousands of supporters, uniting a city in celebration. Serbia's campaign that year was strong. They knocked out China and Czechia, but eventually fell to a ferocious Team Australia in the quarterfinals. Since then, Serbia hasn't returned to the competition. But 2026 might change that narrative. Farrow made it clear: "We know we're going to get a lot of top players playing, and we've consistently shown that throughout the history of the competition." He hinted at several other top players already confirmed, though names remain under wraps for now. That kind of secrecy only fuels one question: could we see the first United Cup edition with all three, Novak, Jannik, and Carlos, competing simultaneously? Let's break it down. For Novak Djokovic, the United Cup offers something deeply personal. It's not about ranking points. It's about legacy and leadership. At this stage of his career, Djokovic has little left to prove on the ATP Tour. What drives him now is the chance to represent Serbia, mentor the next generation, and ignite the kind of team spirit that once defined the old Davis Cup battles. His presence would instantly raise the event's prestige. He brings with him an aura, one that transforms every tournament into a global headline. For Jannik Sinner, the United Cup could be the stage where Italy establishes its modern golden era. After winning the ATP Finals in 2023 and playing a pivotal role in Italy's Davis Cup victory, Sinner has proven that he thrives in team environments. But representing Italy alongside Camila Giorgi or the upcoming Martina Trevisan in a mixed format would be uncharted emotional territory, and one that Italian fans would devour. And then comes Carlos Alcaraz, Spain's high-energy sensation whose every step feels like a spark of joy. His partnership with a Spanish WTA player, possibly Paula Badosa or Sara Sorbis Tormo, would light up social media and create one of the most watchable duos in tennis. Imagine a draw where Djokovic and Olga Danilovic face off against Alcaraz and Badosa in a mixed doubles thriller. Sinner and Giorgi take on Fritz and Goff under Sydney lights. That's the future Farrow wants, and the fans crave. The United Cup isn't just a friendly warm-up. Ranking points are on the line, making it the only mixed event that genuinely impacts player standings. Here's the structure for 2026. 2 host cities, Sydney and Perth. 6 groups total, 3 per city, each with 3 countries. Every tie includes 1 men's singles, 1 women's singles, and a mixed doubles match. The 6 group winners and 2 best runners-up advance to the quarterfinals. Then it's pure knockout tennis until a champion is crowned. This format means every match counts. Every win, every point, even every double fault, can alter a team's destiny. And with the possibility of having Djokovic, Sinner, and Alcaraz leading their respective countries, those early matches could feel like mini Grand Slam battles. There's another key name that keeps resurfacing, Alex de Minaur. Australia's #1 player has been one of the faces of this tournament since its inception. In 2024, he stunned the world by defeating both Djokovic and Fritz in straight sets, a feat that marked his arrival as a legitimate top-tier contender. Farrow praised de Minaur's role, saying, "Alex has given so much to this event. If you look at last year, when Australia didn't make it through the group stage, his energy and commitment to the event is something else. That passion has made him a fan favorite, not just in Australia, but globally." After a challenging 2025 season where de Minaur struggled to maintain top form, the United Cup could serve as his redemption stage, the place where he reconnects with his fans and rebuilds momentum for the Australian Open. And for Australian tennis fans, having Djokovic, Sinner, and Alcaraz in the same field would be the ultimate treat. Imagine the ticket sales, the atmosphere, the TV ratings. Tennis Australia knows it. The world knows it. And that's why these discussions are happening now. The United Cup isn't just a tennis tournament. It's a symbol of evolution. The ATP and WTA joining forces isn't new, but it's rare. And in an era where gender equity and mixed-gender formats are gaining ground, the United Cup represents a glimpse into tennis' future. It's emotional. It's patriotic. It's unpredictable. And when stars like Sinner, Alcaraz, and Djokovic stand shoulder to shoulder with women like Goff, Pegula, Badosa, and Swiatek, it tells young players around the world that tennis isn't just divided by gender, it's united by passion. Farrow understands this deeply. His goal isn't just to fill seats, it's to build moments. Moments like Djokovic's countdown in Perth. Moments like Coco Gauff's tears after clinching for Team USA. Moments that remind the world why tennis still has heart. And that's what makes this 2026 edition so important. Because if all 3, Novak, Jannik, and Carlos, show up, the United Cup could eclipse even the ATP Cup or Laver Cup in emotional resonance and star power. So what are the odds? Novak Djokovic has always shown deep loyalty to his national team events. Though scheduling remains tight before the Australian Open, Perth's proximity and timing make it a realistic option for him. For Carlos Alcaraz, the question revolves around recovery and preparation. After his heavy 2025 schedule, his team might prioritize gradual build-up, but the chance to play competitive matches with ranking points before Melbourne is attractive. And Jannik Sinner? If anyone is likely to join, it's him. Italy's momentum as a team nation has never been higher, and Sinner has become the country's emotional leader. His inclusion would electrify both Italian fans and global viewers. The buzz in media circles suggests that 2 of the 3, Sinner and Djokovic, are more likely to confirm early, while Alcaraz's decision may hinge on fitness in December. But one thing's certain, the United Cup has everyone talking. For players, representing their country is unlike anything else. Djokovic has often said that playing for Serbia feels like a mission. It's where he channels his childhood memories of practicing with borrowed rackets, of dreaming beyond.